You guys are going to have to just accept the fact that women do not actually care about you, as this is a characteristic of female nature that cannot be changed. It does not mean that you should despise them for it, nor does it mean that you should become resentful or angry toward them because of it. You simply have no choice but to come to terms with the situation. It's the same as asking yourself if you were outside and a bee decided to sting you, you would be angry at the bee for stinging you. You would just accept the fact that, hey, that's what bees do. Notice how it's only the female bees that sting. It's pretty interesting, right? But you just have to accept it. No, you would just, it might annoy you, right? But you would just accept the fact that, hey, that's what bees do. It's in their nature to not care about other people, and that includes not caring about you. It's not just you, though. Women in general don't care about men like us. This is the reality at the end of the day, and it exemplifies what hypergamy is all about, people who only care about themselves. That is the way that it is intended to operate. In reality, women couldn't care less about you. They are concerned about their own well-being and want to ensure that their requirements are met. So your girlfriend or your wife, if you think that she cares about all of the emotional investment that you have put into your relationship with her, if you think that she cares how much time you've spent with her, how many years you've stayed together, and how much money you've spent on her, she doesn't give a damn about any of this nonsense, and that's not how hypergaming operates. At the end of the day, all that matters to her is finding the highest value male because, as Chris Rock puts it, that's what she wants. All she cares about is finding the highest value male. If your woman is giving you that look, whether it's a bit of a dirty look, a resentful look, or a passive-aggressive look, it's because she knows that she did not initially choose you as her partner. She is simply aware that she could have gone in a different direction. The overwhelming majority of women in this world engage in hypergamy, and they have little to no interest in you as a person. And all they care about is what you can do for them, the value you can bring to the table, the excitement you can bring into her life, and so on. It's almost like you're an entertainer, right? You have to keep her happy at all times, and it's all about her. This is a tough pill for guys to swallow because it's all about her. I know, alright, don't be angry at your girl and immediately click off this video. Don't blame her again. It's like blaming the bee for stinging you. It's like doing blame the bee for stinging you. Consider all of your previous romantic relationships as evidence that this trait is inherent to women. You've been in a monogamous relationship throughout all of the failed relationships you've had, including the ones where you spent years of your life with a particular woman and emotionally invested yourself in that woman. You were devoted to her, you dedicated your life to this woman, you built your life around her, you knew that you thought she was your best friend, and then one day out of the blue she just gets up and leaves. You are blindsided by the news that she is having sexual relations with another man out of the blue, and it hits you like a ton of bricks, like a bomb went off. Either she breaks up with you or she just gets up and cheats on you. I always like to compare it to running into a brick wall at a speed of 100 miles per hour with no seatbelts and no airbags. It comes out of nowhere, and you're just shell-shocked. You may be thinking something along the lines of, how could she do this to me? Oh my gosh, I thought she was my best friend. I thought we loved each other. What about all of these trips that we took together? What about that house that we bought together? What about that time that we went to Paris together? And what about that other time when that we celebrated Christmas with our families together? Because, to tell you the truth, she doesn't give a damn about you at the end of the day. How could she treat me like this? Look at what's happening in the feminist movement and you'll see that women do not care about men like you or me because they view us as expendable. It's not just you, it's all of us men. They don't care about us because we are men. All of these male tools that they are using are content to be used as tools because they believe that at the end of the tunnel they will get sex, which, of course, is not the case. They are happy to be used as tools. They're just being used because as soon as these women are finished using these men to advance their agenda, these guys will be disposed of. Unfortunately, the vast majority of them will never learn their lesson. They will be prepared to hop on the next bandwagon in order to assist women in advancing their agenda and just feed them more power, all right. Never fully realizing that, in the end of the day, all they do is use us, and this, they don't even realize it. I mean, Take a look at Instagram, all the girls are posting selfies, and you're just there liking all of our pictures, and you can see all of these thirsty alpha males dropping hundreds or even thousands of comments and validating themselves. The out of this girl, and she never responds, not only because she never has any intention of replying, but also because she has no intention of ever meeting any of these guys in real life. Why does she do that? She does that because she perceives that you are providing her with something, that you are providing her with some value, and that you are validating her. That's what women are naturally attracted to, attention, and these girls are just using you for attention and validation because that's what women naturally crave. It's okay, though, because that's what girls love. That settles it. At the end of the day, she does not care about you. This applies to both your girlfriend and your wife. She probably does not care about you in particular, rather, she is interested in what she can get out of you for her and what you are already doing for her. You are aware of whatever value it is that you are currently providing, whether it be monetary value or some other kind of value. You are aware of whatever value it is that you are currently providing at this very moment. While she is at work, you could be taking care of the children, and while you are doing that, you could be providing her with sexual gratification. They say that you don't own these girls because you're adding something of value to their lives by keeping them around, and that's why they say things like, hey, you don't own these girls. You do not own these women, they are community property. You do not own these girls. It is just your turn, right? Especially with hot girls who are 8s, 9s, and 10s, the hottest women on the planet. They belong to the community, and it's just your turn to use them right now. However, you should make the most of this opportunity because you know that it won't be your turn for much longer because they belong to the community, and when these women reach their 30s, when they are no longer hot, they drop from like a 9 to a 6 or a 7 because she's getting older. This is the point at which you can marry that girl off. However, once they go beyond the age of 30, the majority of them begin to lose their looks. When a woman reaches her 30s, she has already begun to experience a gradual decline in her physical attractiveness that started in her late 20s, around the age of 26 or 27. She is, for the most part, she is generally not an 8, 9, or 10 anymore. She is definitely not a 10. Alright, you're not going to see any 30-year-old who's a 10. You're not going to see any 30-year-old who's a 10. That is the harsh reality. Please accept my apologies, just the harsh reality. So that girl who was once a 10, you know, by the time she was in her 30s, she might have dropped down to something like a 7 or a 6, and now she is no longer considered to be part of the community property, so you are free to go ahead and marry that girl. She will probably continue to live with you so long as you are one of the beta providers and can make adequate provision for her financially, but this will be your only opportunity to have her. All of those years that she relied on you as an emotional tampon will eventually pay off for her when she's in her 30s, she's lost her looks, and she's getting dangerously close to her breaking point. That's when she'll cash in her chips, and she'll be ready for a thirsty beta male like you, if you're one of those guys, okay, but the alpha males who are actually having fun with her and running a train on her and engaging in all sorts of crazy sexual behavior with her while she's still in her 20s are the ones she'll be interested in. You know those guys are not dumb enough to marry this girl once she's gotten off that carousel. They're not dumb enough to marry this girl in her 30s or 40s or 50s, and generally speaking, those guys are just going to continue dating the 20-year-olds. It is the alpha males who do that, and in general, it is the hater guys who do that in my comments section, right? You people who don't like me won't care about your opinions when you're in your 30s. You will end up with that girl. Hypergamy doesn't care, okay? You can't count on hypergamy to care about how you feel. The hypergamy attitude is indifferent to your feelings. It doesn't matter how many vacations you take with her or how much money you spend on her or what kind of car you purchase for her. Hypergamy doesn't give a damn about any of that, okay? Because that same girl can dump you at any moment and run off with a higher value male simply because that's how the dating game works, and a higher value guy is just more desirable. If you're going to sit there and argue with me about this, you have the audacity to believe that she cannot love me unconditionally. If you're going to do that, then you're an idiot. You go do that, okay? Go do that. Don't waste your time. If that's what you want to do, just go do that and see how that turns out for you, and let me know how that turns out for you. See how that turns out for you, and let me know how that turns out for you. I know if the more I put into her, the more she'll love me. It is for this reason that it is of the utmost importance to red pill yourself, to go red pill, and to unplug from that blue pill matrix, okay? Because of all of those old blue pill values and beliefs. You have to be honest with yourself because they've never done anything for you, and this is for my haters who want to hate on me for what it is that I'm teaching you guys. They've never served you. You know those blue pill ideas that you're hanging on to and clinging on to, and I'm being honest when I say that I'm trying to help you, but when have those beliefs ever served you in any way, shape, or form, alright? Think about all of the girlfriends you've had in the past. Granted, many of you are currently incarcerated, but for those of you who have had girlfriends in the past, think about how she broke up with you, how she dumped you, and how she didn't even care about you. When she did that and she just left you for dead, you knew that those blue pill ideals had never served you properly, and they haven't. When she did that, she left you for dead. They never have for you guys, like those who are incarcerated and have never had a girlfriend. Just think about all the women who are actually attracted to you and how they treat you correctly. They use you as an emotional tampon, they treat you like a little brother, you can't tell me otherwise. Yet, here you are, sitting here defending these women. They treat you like a little brother, they treat you like a little girlfriend, they use you as an emotional tampon. These girls, the same girls who like you, are probably talking about you right now to their girlfriends, telling them how creepy you are and how they can't get rid of you at all right now. Don't kid yourselves. Because of this, I always tell you guys that you have to take the red pill in order to be successful, because as long as you remain plugged into that blue pill, you won't be successful. There is a Disney Matrix. Whereas you were sold all of these fantasies and all of these, all of this growing up, as long as you hold on to that, you're just never going to be successful, not only with dating and women, but also with life and business, alright. The more red pills I take, the better my life gets, because, as I've said before, women do not care about you at the end of the day like I said they do. They don't care about us as men, they're only concerned with themselves and their own interests. The sad thing is that modern society is structured in such a way that everything and everywhere you look is intended to keep encouraging women to be overly sexual. Our entire society is designed to pedestalize women right now. Not only is it designed to pedestalize women, but it is also designed to actually fuel women's hypergamy even more than it already is. It is devised to assist them in continuing to discover and continue to pursue items of progressively higher value. Males, if a man wants to have more than one girlfriend or multiple sexual partners, then people are going to look down on him for it, but if a woman does that, then people are going to be like, "Oh, you go girl, you're empowered, you are a strong independent woman," so you have to realize that not only other women do not care about us, but society does not care about us either, we are so disposable. "Oh, you go girl, you're empowered, you are a strong independent woman, and you are so awesome." It's insane, and if you're a man and you still can't see it, then you're completely oblivious to the fact that it exists. If you look in the dictionary under the word traitor, you'll probably see your photo there right now. I'm seeing a different woman every day as part of a dating rotation that includes 6 different women. I've been on a few trips with a few of them, and I've enjoyed them, it's great. I love having dinner dates with them, and I enjoy just being with them. But at the end of the day, I do know that they do not actually care about me, not in the way that I think they care about me, right? Just as you are a girl, she does not actually care about you in the way that you think she cares about you. Instead, she cares about the value that you provide to her through your interactions with other women. I'm dating someone right now, and the value that I provide for them is primarily emotional. I feel as though I'm putting them through something akin to an emotional roller coaster because of the way we're currently interacting. Sometimes I call, and other times I don't. Sometimes I'm really touchy-feely and affectionate, and other times I'm not. I'm not doing any of these things on purpose, and it's not a part of the game. It's just something that comes with the territory now that I've taken the red pill and realized the truth about female nature. I know they'll never love me. It's just a part of who I am now. I am aware of the fact that they do not care about me in the same way that I believe they do, and as a result, I do not base my life on their expectations of how I should be loved as a man. This is the way that I truly want to be loved as a man. I live my life for myself and on my own terms, which is something that a woman finds extremely attractive, and it is something that you as a man ought to be doing as well. Because when you stop making women the center of your universe, guess what? That's when they'll want to follow your lead. That's what you should be doing, and that's what we are wired to do as men. We're wired to stay on our path and purpose, and not make women the center of our universe. That's what you should be doing, and that's what we are wired to do as men. that's when they'll want to become a part of your life, alright, but what we're taught growing up by the blue pill matrix is that we've got to be nice to the girl. If you want them to want to be a part of your life, you've got to be nice to her. We have to go out of our way for her, and we have to make it a point to tell her every day that she is stunningly beautiful and to present her with fresh flowers on a daily basis. Every single one of these insignificant, but annoying, behaviors that turn women off. I mean by that they do not have the mental wiring to respond to that kind of weak behavior unless it is coming from an alpha male, which they cannot have if you have. They cannot have if you have. I mean, if I just brought any one of the girls that I'm dating right now a single rose, they would probably fall to the ground and say something along the lines of, "Oh my gosh, he brought me a rose." Whereas one of the girls I'm seeing got a Tiffany bracelet from her ex-boyfriend, he used to buy her dozens of roses every single month, and she never once showed any appreciation for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't coming from the right guy. So when these girls are like hating, and they're like, "Oh, I love flowers, you know me personally, I love them," yeah, it's because it wasn't coming from the right guy. When they come from the right kind of guy, you absolutely adore them. You don't want flowers from a beta male orbiter, and you especially don't want flowers from that creepy guy in your office who is sitting 3 cubicles down from you. You want the alpha male to give you flowers, not a guy who's putting on these emotional highs and lows, but again, I'm not stupid. You don't want him to give you flowers, you want the alpha male to give you flowers. I am aware that the girls, including the girls that I am currently dating, do not really care about me at the end of the day, and I am also aware that if a higher value male came along who they viewed as a higher value male with, they would choose to be with that higher value male. If I had tens of millions of dollars in the bank and a job comparable to that of a professional athlete or another occupation along those lines, I might be able to hold my own for a short period of time. But in the end, she would take off, she would exercise her hypergami, and she would drop me and all of the time we spent together as well as all of those movies that we watched together. And all of those dates that we went on wouldn't mean anything to her, they wouldn't mean a thing, and I'm aware of that fact, as you should be as well, it doesn't matter to her at all. Because when you find yourself in a situation in which the girl you like suddenly UPS and leaves one day for no apparent reason, it won't come as much of a shock to you because of this. You'll think something along the lines of, okay, it's part of female nature, or it's like if again a bee were to sting you while you were walking along, for example. It may irritate you a little bit, but you won't break, your world won't come crashing down, and you won't want to put a rope around your neck in order to end your life as a result of it. You'll just come to the conclusion that, okay, well this is just part of female nature, and from that point on, you'll be able to say things like, okay, well, good for you if one of the women you're seeing at the moment leaves you for a man who offers a higher salary. I'm happy for you that you found somebody who is richer, more attractive, and more jacked than you are, and who can provide a better lifestyle for you. I'm also happy that you've given up on experiencing the same kinds of emotional highs that you once did, which is also good for you. I make any woman the center of my universe, and you really shouldn't, but we were never taught these things when we were growing up, were we? I make any woman the center of my universe. To clarify, I mean that women today receive all of the support, all of the protection, and all of the governmental programs that they require. Women today also receive all of the support that they require. That a society could possibly give a woman, they have all of that nobody cares about us, nobody cares, look at turn on your TV. That a society could possibly give a woman, they have all of that nobody cares about them. Watching Hollywood movies the way they are, everything in them is about hating men and making men look like fools and, taking away our male role models whenever they can. These movies are emasculating us. We have a male role model who begins to build a following, and what these left-leaning social media platforms do in response is deactivate and delete their accounts. Therefore, we lose our male role models, the few of them that are out there, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about us, especially women, and you have to realize that this is something that you are aware of. I'm not trying to imply that she doesn't care about you in any way, shape, or form. However, she does not care about you in the way that you believe she does. Rather, the way that she cares about you is that she cares about the contribution that you make to her life. Please understand that. I could say that a million times, but the fact remains that it is what she cares about, and she does not actually care about you. Sorry to be the bearer of yet another truth bomb red pill. However, as I mentioned before, This does not imply that you should immediately and in any way whatsoever cut women out of your life. I mean, unless you choose to do that personally. I've done that before. When I was building my business, I did it purposefully and voluntarily just because I wanted to. I'm saying this unless you choose to do that. I was dating far too many women at the time, which caused me to be extremely distracted, and I knew that if I continued to have these women in my life, I would eventually regret it. As a result, I was forced to enter monastic mode, which was something I did for a few years before I noticed that it was starting to have some psychological effects on me. I was unable to create a business that could be maintained over time. Just isolating myself and not interacting with anyone, including friends, and I came to the conclusion that I needed to start getting back out there, so I slowly began hanging out with people again. I was hanging out with my guy friends more, but then I realized how much I missed dating and how much I missed being in the company of women. Even though I didn't require their company, I missed having it. I missed taking trips with them and doing other things like that. Going on trips with just your guy friends isn't nearly as much fun, that's for sure. When you go out with your guy friends every once in a while, it's a lot of fun, but it's also nice when you just go out with your girl and you cuddle and stay in bed all day and other things like that, and I like doing things like that, so it's all good. It doesn't make me a bagger at all, I'm just fulfilling my damn requirements. I am merely acting in accordance with the purposes for which I was created and placed on this planet. It is important that you do not misinterpret the information that has been provided to you because, if you do so, you will realize that you are not doing yourself any favors by completely cutting women out of your life. It's kind of like fast food, which is a horrible comparison to make, but it's kind of like fast food. I try to eat well most of the time, but once or twice a week I might stop by Taco Bell or some other fast food restaurant for something like that. I know it's not the best for me, but you know what? It just adds to the spice of life. It just keeps life fun, right? It makes me feel good, even though obviously I'm not going to eat it every day. It just keeps life fun, right? Because if I ate it every day, I'd be sleepy all the time, tired, and gain weight, so it's obvious that you shouldn't eat it every day, but hey, eating it a couple of times a week won't kill you and probably will be good for you. It is essential that you do not make the mistake of using this information as an excuse to give up on approaching girls altogether and withdraw from all activities involving females altogether. They were never that good with women to begin with, so it's easy for them, but obviously if you're watching this you're looking to get good with women and you want to create a circle of dating options. A lot of guys who go that route were never that good with women to begin with, so it's easy for them. When you take the red pill, these women won't be the priority in your life, but that's okay because you still want to have them in your life. You know as well as I do that I have plenty of women in my life. They won't be the first priority anymore, whereas before I can guarantee that they were the priority, right, as they are for the majority of blue pill men out there. You don't know any better, so you make your woman the priority because of that. You believe that what you are doing is what you are supposed to do and what is the right thing to do, but it is not. You, not your woman, should be the priority, all right? I told you that if you take the lead, the girl will follow, and that if you stay true to your path and your purpose, she will. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I just wanted to bang out this quick coaching video just to let you know how hypergaming works. Once again, if you don't believe me, go ahead and Google it, do your own research, and see for yourself, just don't attack the messenger. I'm just trying to help. I will have to wait until the next time we meet to get your individual thoughts on the matter. In the meantime, I want to thank you for watching and I will see you then.